Hey guys, it's MasterCloud back for another cast of The Lord of the Rings, The Rise of the Witch King, one of my very favorite RTS games, real-time strategy of course, and this map is going to be Mordor, which is actually an 8-player map. However, we actually went ahead and did a 3-player free-for-all. Now I'm going to be spawning in the, looks like the 11 o'clock position, as MasterCloud, of course, but as the dwarves, I mean. And this is, take note, this is a 4K game, so off the bat I did go ahead and go for that Fortress Banner, which of course makes heroes slightly cheaper and build slightly faster. My opponent, spawning in the 2 o'clock position, is going to be aaaaKos. I'm sorry, aaaaKos. And he is going to be spawning as Agmar. Looks like he actually went for an additional builder off the start. I guess he really wants to focus on his macro. Did not realize he did that. And finally, our third opponent is going to be PapaDe, who is also spawning as dwarves. And he is going to be spawning in the 5 o'clock position. Now, of course, this map, Mordor, basically a giant, I guess, circular map with all this water in the middle. Now, we did have a gentleman's agreement not to use the ship ports on this map because ships are about 5,000% annoying in this game. It's basically just usually agreed upon that no one ever uses ships because they are incredibly annoying. Just I don't even want to talk about it. Anyways, so we are going to be getting into this game here now. 4K game. Now, it was a completely random spawn position, so I didn't know where I was spawning. No one knew where anyone was spawning. And actually, I went for King Dane off the bat. Looks like Agmar, has he built a single hero yet? He has not. Now, I did see Prince Brand down here for the dwarves, and it looks like he is going to be going for... I'm sorry, I forgot his name already. It is PapaDe. We're just going to call him Papa, because that is way easier. It looks like he's going to be going for double archery range off the bat, so it looks like he is going to be trying to apply some archer pressure. Now, of course, he doesn't know... actually, Agmar here in the worst, probably the worst spot of the game, pincered right between myself and the other dwarves. Of course, I don't know that, and actually, I'm going to start expanding. Actually, I'm going to start expanding both ways. So I'm starting to dot my side of the map with mines now. Very important in these 4K games, in these longer battles on these huge maps, heroes are incredibly, incredibly important. So of course, I went for King Dane off the bat. Probably the best hero in the game, if not the best hero, one of the best. Probably of like, I'd say there's probably 4 or 5 best heroes, I guess I would call it, in the game, and King Dane is definitely one of them, if not the best hero to have. Agmar actually not going for heroes either. As Agmar, I would really recommend Haldir if you're going for lots of Hall of the King's Men. If you're not going for that, possibly Morgamir, but most importantly, Karsh. Karsh is a great hero. He has an incredibly powerful ability, and I might consider him one of my top 5. Probably not first or second, but maybe more like 4th or 5th in terms of best heroes in the game. Karsh is amazing at fighting enemy heroes. He has an ability that is just so destructive. He's one of the very few heroes in the game that can take out high-powered heroes like King Dane, like Gimli, like Aragorn, like Boromir. All of these heroes can be taken out incredibly quickly with Karsh. Now, it looks like I'm going to go ahead and run into the mining operations here of Agmar by Kos. And basically, I've decided to start pushing forward with King Dane. He is up to level 4 now because I... Oops, sorry about that. Did not mean to click the pause button there. And I actually did want... I purposely got King Dane. I ran him around the map looking for goblin lairs, looking for troll cages because... well, I guess you can't see it there. There's actually one right up here. I actually did not see that yet, though. But anyways, I purposely... Maybe I did see that, come to think of it. I purposely wanted him to be taking out structures. I purposely wanted him to be taking out troll dens. And yeah, I'm going to be sending him up here by himself to take that out, or with this group of guardian or phalanxes. I always call phalanxes guardians, so I do apologize if I have done that. A, in the past, and B, in this cast, and C, in any future cast. So know that these are phalanxes. However, sometimes I get them confused and call them guardians. I don't believe I make a single unit of guardians in this entire game, though, as basically, actually that's a good point. So you might be wondering, why am I making this unit? Why phalanxes? Why not guardians? They're cheaper. They've got a lot of health. Why not guardians? The reason for why not guardians, made a little bit of a mistake here going into that fire drake lair. That was definitely not the right choice, and actually I actually pull back and do not kill this with these units. A couple of them do survive, and the reason I ran, I wasn't sure if they were going to kill it or not. I guess they probably would have. But again, I want King Dane to get the kills. Why? Because King Dane is a hero unit. You want, in these long type of games, we're not going to be putting on a lot of, or where it's going to be long and drawn out, you want to get out your heroes early, and you want to get them high level. Because they are what's going to win you the game in the long run, especially Dwarven heroes. So it looks like I also do pop out Gloin here. Wanted to get him out as well to start leveling him up. His level 4 ability, Shake Foundation, very effective on buildings. I'm actually getting ridiculously close to Agmar's base here. I didn't realize how close I was. I thought that possibly that he was maybe down here or even farther. I didn't realize, I did not see his base right here, but I did see him starting to come in to attack me here. So he did throw down the whirlwind. Of course, King Dane was up there finishing that fire drake lair, so he is not in range at the moment, but does run down to give that leadership bonus there. Now, at the same time, excuse me, PapaDe, otherwise known as Papa, is decided to start making a move from the left-hand side. Now, I do believe I spotted this. I believe he took out one of my mines. I'm not sure if he actually has moved into range yet, but he's actually built a forward hall of warriors there. And actually, I do clean this up on the right-hand side, so I am just going to continue to push back Agmar here. I just wanted to push from this side as long as I could, and not have to worry about the left side. Basically, I have some mines over here. I'll be aware if the enemy moves into view, and I might actually, let's see if I can see that right now. I don't believe I can see that going up at the moment. But basically, I just wanted to attempt to finish this guy off. As soon as I saw his fortress, I saw that he didn't have any heroes. I basically just wanted to go for it. I was trying to plan something in my head. I was trying to decide, okay, what is going to be the best way to engage this fortress. But so I did send a unit around to the left-hand side. However, at this point, he's upgraded the Hall of the King's Men so much that all of these units have, or all of these buildings have archers from the towers, and they actually take out a lot of my phalanxes there. King Dane and Gloin continuing to try to push from the right-hand side. However, at this point, I realized there was just too many archers, too many towers, and I needed to fall back, especially because he was destroying my mines. When your mines are being destroyed as dwarves, you're just not going to be able to get back in time to defend. And when I saw, and now I did notice that my opponent here was coming in from the left-hand side, so I wanted to get my troops back, and of course I can't do that without a mine. So I was a little afraid that I would lose to a counterattack here from my opponent. So basically, I finished off the troops that were in range, and then decided to pull back and start doing battle here with Papa. Now he actually moves all the way up to my fortress here. I do throw up a couple of watchtowers just because I'm a little bit worried. I don't know what's behind this. Sure, I see one unit of phalanxes, but what's behind it? Is King Dane behind it? Is Gimli behind it? Or is a huge battalion of fire archers going to be behind it that could easily take down my fortress in probably about 10 seconds? At this point, I didn't even have rebuild, so my fortress was definitely in danger if those fire archers were here. However, I did manage to get my units into the mine there, and actually I misrallied them. I pulled them out of the mine and then accidentally sent them back this way. So you're going to see me catch all of these guys in a second and turn them back around. At least I think that's what I was going to do. Actually, King Dane going over here. Yeah, I do catch these guys. I was looking over here and I was like, where's Gloin? And then I clicked on his picture and it was like, oh, he's way over here. So basically, as soon as they attacked this side, I basically just said, you know what? I've crippled Agmar. I've pushed him back. I can't take out his fortress right now. He's probably just going to rebuild a bunch of his mines. You know, I've dotted the side of the map with mines, so I'll know if he's trying to make a counterattack. Let's just go ahead and go for it. Now, actually, my opponents here, PapaDe and aaaaKos, haven't actually even seen. No, they do see each other, so they do know where each other is. But actually, these mines built right next to each other, so they definitely know where they are. But they're not actually attacking each other at this point. Looks like they wanted to focus a little bit more on fighting me, and actually, a forge works up over here now as well. It looks like he's going to be upgrading it and then building a battle wagon. And actually, I didn't see this before, so my builder runs right in there. He's going to be able to, he's actually going to get taken out.
We can't stay here.
And Gimli, Gloin, and Bran now, and Dane actually. So I do have all the Dwarven heroes out, are going to be pressing forward here. Now, when I saw this army, I was a little confused. So he has phalanxes out, he has fire archers. So I saw the fire archers, so I knew he had invested there, as I don't even have a archery range yet. I do have the forge works. So when I saw the fire archers, I decided, you know what, let's go for a battle wagon. If he's going for fire archers, a lot of fire archers, I want to be able to kill them quickly, and of course a battle wagon is an excellent way of doing that. Now at this point I saw his base over here as well, so I went ahead and ran all my troops over here. I was half expecting him to have his fortress very near here. I didn't really realize that this was a forward base at the time, so I thought maybe I was pincered between these two opponents very close, and that basically the entire bottom side of the map was open, so I was a little bit worried at this point. However, that was not the case. In fact, I was probably in the best spot. Actually, probably... no, me and Papa are about in the same neither one of our spots is any better than the other, but poor Kos here, stuck in the middle between us, definitely in the worst spot. At this time, though, he actually has gone for the ice archers for Agmar, so he was actually pumping those off, and I did, of course, see those ice shots coming in, as well as the wolf and troll den to get out the snow trolls. Now I did see this happening on the right-hand side, so I wanted to get a couple of phalanxes over here to deal with this. But with the archers, I realized that wouldn't be a good idea, so I do go ahead and... Do I pop those out, or I might just keep them in? At one point, I pulled them out and then saw the archers and just ran right back in because I realized the fight was hopeless. However, the good thing about this that I see is that it's not a very strong push. Yes, he's pushing with a couple of units. No, my fortress isn't at any risk of being destroyed by 2 units of Agmar. So I wasn't worried about that. What I was worried about was getting my heroes maxed ASAP, because what I saw was that my opponents were not going for heroes. And when your opponents do not go for heroes, you definitely you always want to go for heroes. Is basically what I'm getting at, because heroes are amazing, especially when you're the dwarves. Actually, Agmar has some decent heroes too, with Karsh and Hwaldir. If you can get Hwaldir high level, plus you need to, of course, be building the units that gain his bonus. Now, at this point, my suspicions were confirmed when I went ahead and saw how many fire archers. Look how much health King Dane had. It's so ridiculous. He just took 2 full volleys of fire archers to the face, and he's like, I'm alright. So I am actually going to catch up to those guys. Gimli's going to make a huge leap onto this tree and completely miss his target. Now, he is continuing to pull back with these archers, but with this many archers out, I basically realized, okay, my opponent was just going straight for straight fire archers. Yes, it's a danger because I don't have any ranged units other than Prince Bran, But honestly, I wasn't too worried because phalanxes, well, all dwarves really are so beefy that you know, I just wasn't worried about it because I knew that my phalanxes could close the gap, especially with the heroes, that they would be able to survive, that they have durability. So I just decided, you know, yeah, I might throw down. I actually did throw down 2 archery ranges, but this is backup. This is not going to be my main focus. I've thrown these down because I have a little bit of extra money, because I want to be prepared if I have to switch over to archers. But at the moment, I want to stay with the phalanxes. And to get back to that, the reason I went for phalanxes is because they're so effective against heroes. Now, my opponents actually didn't go for heroes, but at the same time, the phalanx is incredibly beefy, so it actually helps out against the fire archers, and it also helps out against Agmar because they're also going for archers, as well as the wolf and troll den, which phalanxes are probably your best bet to deal with that as well. Of course, heroes being maybe slightly better air units, such as a fell beast or something like that. But as dwarves, of course, you do not have that option. Now I'm continuing to actually try and level up my heroes. Gimli up to level 7, Glowin level 9, and Dane just hits 10. So at this point, I'm feeling pretty good. I know that I'm in pretty good shape. However, I do realize that Agmar is coming back at me here, and this battle wagon is going to get taken out as I attempted to maybe kill a unit of archers over there. But, whoa, these trolls going to die as they run into my pikemen. Now, I did go ahead and upgrade the forge blades upgrade with these phalanxes. Now, they are going to be engaging these archers. However, this battle is not going to go well as they have a lot of distance to close here and not much support, especially with all of these units coming in. My opponent throws down frozen land, and that's going to basically be the end of this attack for me, as it is now just basically Prince Bran versus all of these huge trolls right up in his face. At this point, I actually got a little worried, so I wanted to get my hero units back into the battle. They do pop out here with a couple units of phalanx, and they are going to attempt to push back this attack. Now, I'm just now realizing that my opponents actually never played against each other, or never fought against each other, so I have been battling both of them this entire time. I almost wonder if it was on purpose a 2v1, or if they just saw me as the bigger threat when they saw my army, which very well could be the case. Either way, Glowin gets a nice hit in there. Gimli up to level 8. King Dane, of course, still level 10. You can't really lose levels. So there's that. Now, when I moved all the way down here with my forces, I realized that the dwarves' fortress was going to be farther than Agmar's fortress. And because of that, I decided that, okay, even though he's closer to me, even though it sucks for him because he spawned in a bad spot, I need to kill this guy first. It's just not logistical to go for this fortress down here when it's so much farther away. And even if you can move quickly as the dwarves across long distances using the mine system, it just wasn't going to be. I just felt that Agmar was going to be a lot easier to take out here. Plus, I had all of this room, or I had the entire left side of the map filled with mines, so it would take the dwarves there. It would take Papa quite a while to clear those out, and I felt I had enough time to go ahead and make a push on Agmar. Now, looks like I have gone ahead and researched the Dwarven Mithril Mill. However, I was completely and totally and utterly needing more money this game. Even though I have the entire map covered in mines, I'm still spending it basically non-stop. These Dwarven heroes are incredibly expensive. The Forge Blades, very expensive. The Mithril Mail, very expensive. So most of these units, actually, looks like I did go ahead and upgrade both of these units. But I'm pumping out pikemen pretty much as fast as I can, and attempting to upgrade them as they come out. But my resources were basically pretty low the entire game, only towards the very end. When I have all these mines up and these mines start to get a little bit higher, do I actually start to get some income going. But as you can see in the bottom left, it looks like Papa is going to go ahead and start pushing forward with his archers. Now, of course, you cannot really see his archers because of their range. The mines just don't have that long enough range. But you can see how many fire arrows are coming in, and I could see only fire arrows coming in, which tells me a couple things. It tells me roughly how many archers there are there, and from all the fire arrows, you can tell a lot, especially by how fast these are going down when they shoot. Second, you can tell that he doesn't have any ground armor, because the ground armor would be running in front of the archers, and you would be able to see those with the mine. So it's telling me he has only archers, which of course I knew earlier. And actually, Glowin here going to get up close to the fortress on the right-hand side. That attack on the left-hand side just not pushing forward enough, so I wanted to go ahead and go for the finishing move on my opponent on the right here on Kos. King Dane does go ahead and use his level 10 ability, the Summon Royal Guard, and with that, Gimli and Glowin are going to attempt to take down the Agmar fortress. Of course, I did cast the Shake Foundation on this fortress, so it is going to be temporarily disabled. And with that, it's going to go ahead and fall. Now, does he have a builder remaining? That remains to be seen. Yes, he does. He does have a builder left. It's up here in the top center side, and he's going to immediately start to rebuild a Hall of the King's Men. Looks like it's actually only... these are his last two buildings, other than the one up there, not including mines. Of course, you cannot stay in the game if all you have is mines and no builder, though. Actually, you can't even stay in the game if you have a builder and only mines. So you need to have a unit production structure at all times, or you are defeated. That is the rules of the game, and I go ahead and destroy both of those. However, he does still have this one up here. Now, the fire archer attack was getting way too close, so I went ahead and used my rock drop. I actually had earthquake as well at this time. I guess I just wanted to go ahead and use the rock drop because I didn't want to reveal that I had the level 25 power. That tells my opponent exactly how far ahead of him I actually am. So Prince Bran does survive, but takes a lot of damage, and actually I'm going to go ahead and send a group of pikemen after him there, as I'm not too worried about that attack anymore, as it has been incredibly thwarted. Now, Papa here actually building a huge wall across his base here. I actually would not recommend doing this, guys. Number one, this is incredibly expensive. Number two, it's really not that helpful, especially when my troops are over here and coming around the backside. So that wall, not really probably the smartest investment on his part. However, he didn't really know where my troops were at the time, so maybe understandable. Now at this point, I'm basically looking for my opponent's Kos's last building. Now I go ahead and send some units up here. I see some of the farms up here. So I realize that maybe his builder's up here, and of course down here I run into, I start to run into the mines of Papa. So I realize that, actually I did spot that Dwarven builder having these guys chase it. And actually is Prince Brand. I should pop out Prince Brand, and yeah, there he is. So I do spot this builder running into my area of Papa, and I'm guessing he's trying to go for some sort of sneaky mine attack from behind. So I do go ahead and use the slam shot with Prince Brand to take that out. And at that time, I do spot the final builder of Kos. I don't realize it's the final builder at this time, but of course I want to focus that down very quickly. So I do send Prince Brand to deal with that. In the meantime, I see these units coming from up here. So I know at this point he has a building in the top right. He has he's desperately trying to hold out up there. And actually, Prince Brand going to be attempting to chase down this builder. Don't actually know what happens here. Was too busy during the game to actually figure out what is going to happen. But it looks like this guy's going to get away, possibly. Meanwhile, in the top, King Dane and Gimli going to be chasing that down, and actually this builder taking a wrong detour, and there's the slam shot. Goodbye. And that's the final builder of Kos. He is going to go ahead and lose this mine up here. He's desperately actually not building anything at this point. So it looks like his troops will go ahead and fall. Now, what has Papa done during this? Looks like he's gone for a heroic statue and a hearth. Don't mind the hearth so much, but the heroic statue right next to your base, you can see on his castle that he has these flags. The flags of the castle provide the same to my knowledge, they provide the same exact bonus that the heroic stat. Oh, that's why he does it, because infantry cost is reduced by 12% possibly. Although, do the archers cost as infantry? Yes, they do. So did forget about that. So he is gone. Oh, Kos does go ahead and get defeated as I do take out his final building. So it is now a 1 versus 1. Those two actually never fought each other this entire map, or this entire time. Looks like he is going to be moving up with his fire archers now, going through his defeated opponent's territory. I do go ahead and tell Kos good game in the chat. Of course, the chat log does not come up while I'm casting the game, so you can't actually see what we were saying in the game. But, of course, both of these opponents very polite and had fun playing with them. They were very nice. So Kos does go ahead and GG out there, but Kos is actually still in the game. He's going to stick around and watch for a while. But at this point, I see all the fire archers coming from the right-hand side. Basically, what I was going to do is just leave the side alone, and I assumed that he had retaken the side on the left-hand side, because that's the side he came through with his fire archers. However, he actually didn't end up putting any mines over there, so he decided to actually attack from this way. And at this point, I decided, you know what? If he's going to attack from this way, then I will turn my troops around and attack from this way as well. Now, I do go ahead and throw down the Men of Dale, followed by the rally call. Yes, I realized that all of my troops were going to die at this point. However, I wanted to buy some time for my phalanx to get to close the gap. So that actually did help out a lot. Even if it looks like it was mostly just a slaughter, I do go ahead and summon the hobbits as well. But now with all of the heroes in here, these fire archers can absolutely not stand a chance against me. And the reason that my opponent isn't using any of his power points is because he probably doesn't have very many. Looks like he's gotten 3 spells this game: heal, rebuild, and of course Dwarven Riches. He is trying to go for more money. However, this is definitely a mistake by him. He has a ton. Oh, I thought he had a ton of money. Oh, he just built a ton of heroes, that's why. Yeah, he had upwards of 8,000 resources. That is definitely not ideal. If you're sitting at 8,000 resources and you're investing in a spell like Dwarven Riches, you're making a mistake. Go for those other spells, because if you're already not being able to spend your money, there's absolutely no reason you need more. So definitely, added some heroes on there as he saw that mine were coming. However, all of these heroes are level 1, and all of my heroes are level 10. What's Gimli now? Where is Gimli? Is he in here? You know what? I don't see Gimli. Maybe you guys are looking at him right now, and you're like, how do you not see him? He's standing. Oh, yeah, he's right here. He's level 10, too. So I have all level 10 heroes except for Brand. He's only level 8, but really close enough. He has all of his abilities. And he's actually going to run in here with his Brand, and his fire archers again, engaging this army up close. You definitely just do not want to do this with the fire archers. These fire archers need like a meat shield in front of them. So he does go ahead and lose all of those, and looks like he's now, after all of his fire archers are dead, going to send in his heroes. You definitely want to attack with them all at the same time. So this is a mistake. My Gimli goes ahead and throws on his Slayer ability, actually takes out the enemy Gimli in 1 hit. And with that, King Dane gets shot in the back. Gloin gets poked by King Dane. And all of his heroes are down for the count. My army continuing to push. I am pushing along the left-hand side as well, trying to pincer his forces as best as I can, also dotting the map in the meantime with mines. At this point, I don't really need money. I have gone ahead and upgraded my fortress. As you can see, I've added the Dwarven Catapult on top just in case. I've upgraded my archery ranges if I needed to for some reason to switch into archers. But actually throw down Earthquake there and Shake Foundation on the fortress, and that fortress is going to fall. Throws out the rebuild. But in response to that, I go ahead and throw out my Summon Royal Guard from King Dane, and that fortress is going to fall. So at this point, the game is pretty much over. I do go ahead and say good game to him. He did ask if I want a rematch. However, I, of course, needed to come cast this game for you guys because how excited is a 3-player free-for-all in which I take out 2 people that never actually even fought, at least to my knowledge. Maybe you guys caught something on the minimap that I did not. But he is going to attempt to sneak out a builder here. That's going to escape my view for just a little bit. But at this point, I'm basically just focusing on taking out the rest of his buildings. Meanwhile, we were talking just a little bit. But I do go ahead and close in from the left-hand side. I do see the wall now, so I know a little bit, I guess, about where his final buildings are. I assumed that there would probably be one on just on the other side of the wall. There actually wasn't, though. He does actually sneak his builder up here. And as you can see, my mines are actually more in the center, which was a little bit of a mistake. This one's towards the edge, probably close enough. But he does sneak up here and start to build a fortress. If you're ever in a game, guys, and you've lost, don't do this. This is don't worry about it, guys. The game is over, so no point in really sort of dragging it out. Just type GG, leave the game, whatever. But really no sense to drag it out, to just for fun, I guess, because it's just kind of a waste of everyone's time. But I am going to search around the map now for a while, take out the remaining structures at some point. I'm just going to speed this up. This fortress actually does go ahead and finish. And actually Glowin makes a run up here just searching for stuff. He is going to take that out completely by himself. Meanwhile, the builder up here I do go ahead and spot. And there's the rock drop on the builder for the win. So everybody, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more. Leave me a comment down below. Say hi. Do whatever. And yeah, play this game on Game Ranger. Appreciate you all tuning in, and hope to see you all in the future.